exercise of my rights. I'd be interested in hearing what the Edge regards as tolerance of his beliefs about homosexuality. If by tolerance he means his beliefs dictate the way the rest of us live and what is and is not legal, he's not looking for tolerance. He's looking for control. Thanks a lot.
Hey ProfMTH, I've actually shot a video or two on this subject trying to answer you. So hopefully this is the final product. Loved your video. The thing that I admire most in you is that you are fairly consistent. You keep jabs above the belt. You do have a very live and let live philosophy, and you don't inherently have anything wrong with my belief so long as it doesn't, as you say, control you. But that's the issue I want to dive into, because what I may ask you to do is elaborate on what you mean by that, because I would contend I don't need or want control over you. And I know you're finding that an inconsistent statement so long as I believe and support marriage laws as they currently stand. I'll phrase it like this, and then if you come back and elaborate for me and make it make more sense, then we'll rehash it. But you and I support a lot of laws, or we agree with a lot of laws. You know, it's against the law to murder. It's against the law to cheat on your taxes. It's against the law to perjure yourself in court. It's against the law to steal or rob from a bank. I agree with all those laws, and so do you. Does that mean that I want control over people or over individuals that feel inclined to do those things? I guess you could argue that, because I don't want people to murder other people. But if you think about it, what the law really does is it discourages people to act in that way. It doesn't prevent them from doing it. It even offers punishment if something is violated. Now, I have not read the marriage law in the state of Texas where I live. I don't know that there is even a penalty if you were to marry your partner. Maybe the penalty would just be that it wasn't officially recognized by the state. I don't know. My big deal with marriage is that it's a holy institution, and if you want to engage in a holy institution, then you need to meet the requirements of it. Now, maybe the solution here is that the government have nothing to do with a holy institution. If the government sees it necessary at all to use its authority or power to unite man and wife, or even partner and partner, then let's just quit calling it marriage. Let's call it a civil union. I mean, at least then we're not calling it the same thing that the Bible calls it, and we can redefine it. I cannot redefine the word marriage, because I believe it's a holy institution created by God, and its very definition contains opposite sex genders being involved. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Going back to marriage as a holy institution, I want to make it clear that there are plenty of heterosexuals that make a mockery of the institution by constantly dishonoring their marriage vows, with adultery or even divorce. The unfortunate thing about divorce is usually I mean, there are lots of cases, I'm sure, where it's a mutual thing, but usually it's one person getting sick of the other and leaving. And in theory, one of the two people that are in that can struggle and fight through it and want to do the right thing the whole time, but so long as the other person doesn't want that, you know, it takes two to tango, pardon the pun. But my point is, heterosexuals make a mockery of marriage, whether they intend to or not, every bit as much, if not more so, than any homosexual couple that would desire, as you call it, a equally meaningful institution. As I said in my two-part video, this is not my pet peeve sin that I like to pick on just because I'm a heterosexual and I'm not tempted in that way. What I've always tried to do, and what I did here, was I was answering a good friend of mine named Grumpy Chuck. We've had a lot of exchanges. I would say the most common topic has been on the topic of hell. We've done a few about God's unconditional love, or in his mind the lack thereof. So this was just a response video to him in a long line of exchanged videos between the two of us. Now, I'm glad you jumped in. I found you to be an awesome opponent, probably my favorite right now. You make people think, and you don't let them just have a belief based in nothing. If people can't back up their beliefs, you can sniff them out and hunt them down pretty easily. I hope you find me a worthy opponent as well, and whether or not I ever convince you of anything, that you are at least satisfied that your critiques of me and my beliefs, though you disagree with them, have stood up to your scrutiny. Anyway, mutual respect. Hopefully we will continue all kinds of dialogue, and we will continue to check in on each other's channels. I wish you the best. Feel free to clarify if I have not addressed something. Thank you.